And the thing that you want to combine with all of this stuff is intermittent fasting. What is that? Intermittent fasting is where there's a period of time in the day that you just don't eat, called fasting. Now, I love food. So for me to say like, you're not going to eat, somebody told that to me, I would think that they're nuts. But I'm telling you, this does work. You don't have to start off where I'm at. Where I'm at right now, which is I eat within a 2 to 3 hour window. That's really where I'm at right now. So I'll fast for about 20 hours, and then I have 3 hours in which I eat whatever I want to eat. Not whatever I want to eat, but whatever is within the foul poles of like low sugar and low carb. You know, like steak, broccoli, you know, mashed cauliflower, etc. And then I have a little bit of dessert, maybe a little peanut butter, maybe a little Lily's chocolate, a little whipped cream on top, and that's it. I'm done. I'm finito for the evening, all right? And I'm full, believe me. There's no part of me that's like kind of jonesing, oh, I could go for a little bit more. There's nothing. You can't even fit a toothpick inside of you. That's how full you feel. Because remember, fat fills you up. Don't ever forget that. So if you combine not eating and like fasting for a period of time with keeping your sugar low and keeping your carbohydrates low, that's a powerful ass combination, and you're gonna drop weight quick. I started at like 12 hours fasting, 12-hour eating window. So I wake up, so instead of eating at 8 a.m., which most people do, and I was trained my whole life to eat like that. As soon as you wake up, you gotta eat something. So, you know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you take the word breakfast, if you break it down, breakfast, it literally means break fast. All right, it's from Old English, where it's the first meal you're eating after your fast. It doesn't mean that you necessarily eat it in the morning. It just means it's the first meal you've had after a fast. Over time, and you know, different type of propaganda, where they've kind of incorporated it to being like it's the first meal of the day. Look, you don't have to eat. Your body is trained not to eat. That's the majority of our existence on this planet. There was no food around, so our bodies were designed to go for weeks, sometimes months without eating, all right? I mean, that's how it was. If you were hungry, you had to go pick up a spear and go hunt a rabbit or a deer or whatever you could catch, and that's it. That was the majority of our existence. That's what our body is adept to. So your body will remember that way of eating. The thing is that you've spent so much of your life, and again, don't feel bad because I used to do it too, but you've spent so much of your life bombarding yourself with sugar and eating constantly, but that's what your body's adapted to. But your body will adapt the opposite way as well. So you start off, instead of eating at 8 a.m., you push it back. You're not skipping breakfast, you're just pushing it back a little bit. So instead of eating at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., whatever you eat, right? Whenever you typically eat, you say, all right, you know what? I'm gonna have my first meal at noon. I'll do it at noon. So you have your first meal, and then whatever it is you want to eat between then, and you cap it off at midnight. And you say, I'm not eating anything else after midnight. So 12 p.m., 12 a.m., midnight, that's it. That's your window right there. And you try that. You try that for about a week. See how it feels. Keep your sugar low, keep your carbs low, all right? Do that for about a week, right? And then next week, you move it up a little bit. You wake up and say, all right, okay, I'll eat at 12. That'll be my first meal. But you know what? I'm gonna stop eating at 10, okay? You try that for a week. Maybe try it for 2 weeks. And then after that, you say, all right, I'm gonna move it up. I'm gonna go from 2 p.m., that'll be my first meal. And I'm gonna stop eating at 8 p.m., right? And you keep giving yourself that window. And what you're gonna find is that, first of all, your stomach is a muscle. It's gonna shrink. Over the years, we've conditioned our body to constantly eat, and so our stomachs have gotten more and more and more stretched out. Our stomach is a muscle, just like anything else. I'll put this into context. When I went on a 96-hour water day fast, I did that maybe like two months ago. You would think that after that period, you'd be like, oh my God, that guy's gonna like eat half of the food in my pantry. First thing I had was bone broth, which you should have after a water fast, but we can get into that another time. So I had bone broth, and I remember after 96 hours, cooked that bone broth, I took a sip. I took another sip. And I took another sip. And I took one more, and I felt myself getting full on 4 tablespoons of bone broth. All right? That's no lie. You might ask, like, how is that even possible? It's because your stomach shrinks. And so if you're not eating as much and if you're not taking in as much sugar, you're gonna drop. And you're gonna drop pretty quick too. I've had so many doctors in my life try to teach me how to lose weight. I went to the gym and I was killing myself. And I was taking in 1,200, 1,300 calories a day and the scale did not move. Now, all of those 1,200 calories, it was like potatoes, it was really high carby shit and really high sugary shit. I was putting ketchup on everything. I was having these protein shakes and it was like 45 grams of sugar in them. So, yeah, listen to me. All right, you don't need all that shit. Let me just throw this little curveball at you. If doctors really knew what the hell they were talking about, why are there so many fat doctors in the world? Especially in America. I can't tell you how many fat doctors there are that looked at me. And by the way, all right, my father was a physician and he was fat to the point that it killed him. He died not even before his 70th birthday. He died of diabetes. And he died saying to me, well, Christopher, it's all about calories in and calories out. See, I can sip this Kahlua martini and there's only a few hundred calories. I'll be completely fine. If I just have a baked potato and a little bit of butter, I mean, what is the harm in that? I mean, he's 300 pounds. He's 300 fucking pounds. All right, and this was a physician. This was a guy who went to medical school saying this shit. Just because somebody's a doctor doesn't mean they know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, you gotta use a little common sense here. And I'm telling you, I met a lot of doctors, a lot of fat doctors telling me, well, you know, want to lose weight, you're gonna have to eat like 6-7 times a day. Have you know, diet soda. That'll help. You know, cut down on them calories. You know, try diet soda, and you know, you're gonna have you know, not too many times McDonald's. You know, you get McDonald's maybe once or twice a week, and you'll be fine. You'll drop. Look at me. I'm an Adonis. I'm like a Greek god. Don't you want a body like me? If these doctors knew what the fuck they were talking about, they wouldn't look the way that they do. Listen, I'm trying to talk honest to God, just heart to heart, and I don't have any agenda here. I'm not selling some bullshit ebook here. I'm just trying to talk to you from my heart. I made a promise to myself if I ever got out of the area that I was in and I was overweight, I was 265 pounds, I was depressed, I was anxious, I had a lot of problems and I was hiding from the world, and I'm telling you, there is a way out. The way out is low sugar, low carbohydrates. You can eat your protein, enjoy it. Enjoy a delicious ribeye steak. Enjoy it. I hope you have some delicious avocados with delicious cheese on top. I want you to enjoy that. And more than anything, I want to make sure that you stick around for a long time. I want to make sure that you and your loved ones have you for a long time. I want to make sure that there aren't any sons and daughters that don't have a parent anymore because their parent passed away because of diabetes or some other health-related issue that could have been avoided. All right? My father died because he thought that it was all about counting calories. He died of diabetes, and anybody that knows anyone with diabetes knows that it's a slow fucking burn. You don't just get diabetes and drop dead. It's like a nice 10, 20, 30-year burn where your body just slowly eats itself alive. It's horrible watching someone die like that, and I don't want that for you. I certainly don't want it for myself, and I don't want it for anybody. So really, try what I'm saying. The name of this, I hate to call it a diet because it implies it's a temporary way of eating. But if you want to look it up, all right, this isn't anything that I invented. All right, it's called the ketogenic diet, or the keto diet for short. And it's basically this: low carb, low sugar. You keep your net carbs, and everybody's different. For me, I do well keeping under net 40, but I know people on ketogenic diets that keep it under net 60 and they're fine. Everybody's different, all right? But keep your sugar low, and don't kid yourself into thinking it's like, well, I'm eating like an orange, like there's no sugar in that, right? Look, There's no such thing as natural sugar. You're just gonna gain organic fat. You don't need to eat all this sugar. Your body wasn't designed for it. And I promise you, when you switch over from burning sugar or glucose, right? And you switch over to burning fat, you're gonna be bouncing around like crazy. If you would have told me a year ago and you're like, listen, Chris, you're gonna be on the internet and you're gonna be trying to tell people about how you lost weight and you're gonna have all this energy, and I would have been like, you're crazy, you're nuts if you think I'm going on the web telling people this. But here I am. I just want to tell you this to you from my heart to yours. All right, this stuff works, and you don't have to take a pill, you don't have to drink some bullshit shake. Just listen to what I'm saying. Go to my Instagram on Ketoferretti right here, right? And all of my recipes for what I cook are there for free. Take a look, all right? And try it out for yourself. Listen, you got nothing to lose. You can do this. I promise you, you can do this. And the next time you sit down to dinner and look down at that plate and say, yeah, give me that fast. See you next time.